Captain's Log Supplemental. I've ordered a landing party beamed down to the surface of Navara 2. They are to investigate the Navaran civilization and possibly discover the source and purpose of the mysterious radio transmissions. Remember, Bones, we don't want to interfere with their culture. Just use your tricorders and ask the inhabitants some questions if necessary.
You're being a mother hen, Jim. Don't worry, we won't tell them anything. Just look around a bit.
Ready to beam down landing party. Coordinates are set for a small village where some radio waves were detected. Very well, Mr. Kyle. Energize.
This appears to be the town square.
Look, they have ox carts. I wonder if they also...
There will be plenty of time for sightseeing later. Let's avoid the villagers for now. Tricorders. Scan for radio equipment and anything out of the ordinary. Let's go.
Doctor, tricorder readings indicate radio technology in the direction of that structure at the end of the square.
It's the biggest and most elaborate structure in the village. It could be the city council or the
church. Primitive cultures were often steeped in religious iconography and elaborate temples.
My tricorder's picking up radio waves coming from the church or whatever it is.
On your toes, everybody. I want a closer look at that building. Let's go.
Bells. Church bells? Hey, looks like the services are over.
Wes, let's have that universal translator.
Here it is, Doctor.
Here comes a typical looking local. Hopefully we can get some answers. Excuse me, friend. We are travelers from the western provinces. The architecture of your village is very elegant. What building is that from which you are just leaving? Oh, you're from the Tarquilla lands. I'm Gendar. This is our cathedral. Do your temples look so different?
No. Just smaller, less ornate.
Yes, our temple is said to be the largest in the province.
I'm curious. What are your worship ceremonies like in this province?
Surely all commute with the Revok in the same way. Offerings are placed on a platform, and then we speak our prayers to the altar. Then the offerings are taken by Revok.
The offerings, they disappear?
Glory to the Revok, yes. I see that you praise him as we do.
Yes, we do. Thank you, friend. Have a good day.
May Revok watch over you.
He called their god the Revok.
Ready to try it again, sir.
Okay, Captain. Watch the board. I'll restart the deflector shield array. Hopefully our calculations are correct.
All readings are within range, sir. Mr. Scott, look at this waveform.
What are you on about? I see what you mean. I've only seen deflector harmonics like these once before. Gavler, be a good lad and put these access plates back. I'm going to report in. Right away, sir. Scott to Enterprise. Scott to Enterprise.
Enterprise, Kirk here. How are repairs progressing, Mr. Scott?
Ahead of schedule, Captain. Sir, this ship's fitted with some very advanced equipment. Testing the reflector system, I noticed that it's configured with stealth technology.
A cloaking device?
Aye.
Does Revik know you've discovered it?
No, sir.
Good. Let's keep it that way for now. Is the cloak operational?
Not at present. All of the device's iridium cloak modulators are burned out.
Can he repair them without our help?
I don't think so. He has no store of iridium, and there's precious little on the planet.
Okay. Mr. Scott, I'm recalling your repair team back to the Enterprise. Tell Revik. Tell him that you have to break for the day.
Aye, sir. Scott out.
Mr. Spock, analysis.
It appears as we suspected. The configuration of Mr. Revik's vessel conflicts with his stated purpose.
Yes. Something's rotten in Denmark.
I fail to see how the situation with the courier ship relates to conditions in a small nation within the Nordic region of Earth.
Captain, report coming in from the landing party.
Yes, Lieutenant?
They report they've discovered the source of the radio transmissions from the surface.
Uhura, recall the landing party. When they return aboard, have Dr. McCoy, Mr. Sulu, and Commander Scott join me in the briefing room.
Aye, sir.
Mr. Spock, I'd like you there as well.
Of course, Captain.
Mr. Eriks, you have the con.
Aye, sir.
We have a very odd situation here, gentlemen. Spock's sensors indicate a ship in orbit for a long period of time. The landing party identified rudimentary transporter devices in churches on the surface. And Mr. Scott found a cloaking device built into the deflector shields on a Revik's ship.
Aye, and it appears to have been in operation continuously up until the ion storm hit.
Finally, there is the strange radio transmissions from the Novarans' church.
To their god, the Arivok. We asked some older villagers down there, and up until about 47 years ago, the Novarans worshipped Zanra, the All-Father. Now they revere Arivok, the invisible watcher from above. Why the sudden change?
If I may, Captain, taken separately, these facts cannot be rectified. However, if all are connected...
The Novaran god, Arivok, invisible, watching from above. Arivok. Revik! It's him! He's playing God!
Fascinating.
It's not fascinating, Spock. It's reprehensible. The idea of someone using advanced technology to assume the role of the planet's god.
That seems to be exactly what's happening here. Then Revik is violating General Order Number 1, the Non-Interference Directive.
No, Mr. Sulu. Revik is a Gorlan, and Gorla Prime is not a member of the Federation. The Prime Directive does not apply to him. But its application to us is clear. We cannot interfere.
The Captain is correct. To interfere with a pre-warp culture is strictly prohibited by General Order Number 1.
But we've got to stop him, Jim. It's not natural.
No. To the Navarans it is supernatural. It has been their way of life for nearly half a century. In a way, Revik's doing for the Navarans what Kukulkan did for the Mayans and Aztecs, and ancient Chinese of Earth.
Yes, and what Apollo and his people did for the ancient Greeks.
Perhaps to the Navarans he is God in a very real sense. With his technology he can cure diseases, prevent natural disasters and destructive weather, end droughts, prevent crop failures.
He may even inspire them to enter a new golden age of prosperity.
But it's wrong. Even if he does great good, he's holding the Navaran society hostage. He's usurped their entire way of life. What if years from now he grows bored and becomes capricious? Changed his mind and decides to punish them indiscriminately?
You mean randomly smiting innocents the way it happens on most other planets with a so-called benevolent all-spirit?
Now what's that supposed to mean?
Gentlemen, please. I'm with the doctor, Captain. It seems wrong to stand by and do nothing. Gentlemen, our hands are tied. Revik may be violating the spirit of the Prime Directive, but to stop him, we would have to violate the same directive. Gorlans are a very long-lived species, He can stay in orbit as their god for centuries. But there's nothing in the regulations that says we have to help him. Mr. Scott, you said that Revok won't be able to repair his cloaking device.
Aye, and he can't. Revok has no spare cloaking modulators, and no raw iridium to fabricate new ones. If he had the iridium, he could fix the cloak emitter on his own in a few weeks.
Couldn't he just synthesize iridium with replicators?
No, the Garlands don't have advanced replicator technology.
Well then, we can just leave him here, and within 200 years they'll be able to spot him in orbit with telescopes.
He will then be found out for the false god that he is, for good or ill.
Captain Kirk, Revok is hailing us. He wishes to speak to you about the repairs.
Tell him to stand by, Lieutenant. I'm on my way. That's all for now, gentlemen. Return to your posts.